Ahoy there again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and other assorted man-animals of the internet video-watching variety. Welcome to the third and final chapter in this epic Duel of the Fates for control of Karg Island and Conquest on Battlefield 3. Now, in this little edition, I want to talk about some theories as to how this victory, this hard-fought, very close match, was won. And I've talked, of course, about the importance of armor on this map and Conquest in general. And, of course, my sort of commitment to playing that role was definitely a considerable assistance. But another thing I want to talk about is the use of air vehicles. And, quite frankly, how irrelevant I think it was in this match. Now, you may have noticed that pretty much throughout the majority of this match, the enemy team seemed to have air superiority over mine. And judging by the fact that, the enemy pilots had flares and were, easily dealing with my team's pilots, I have to work with the assumption that they're probably pretty decent at this game. Not just the piloting, but at the game in general. Because if you've put the time to actually get good at flying, and you've unlocked, the flares and missiles at this point, you probably have some general idea of what you're doing just in this game in general. And because of that, I'm going to work with the assumption that they would also be pretty decent tank drivers, tank gunners, and, just infantrymen in general. And just the way this game is set up, I would dare say that, to be frank, airplanes are kind of useless. I mean, dealing with helicopters and other airplanes, they serve their purpose. However, in a game like Conquest, where it's all about taking and holding territory, they really can't contribute that much. Helicopters can to an extent, because they can provide more sustained fire over an area, and you can actually hover over a flag and take it. I've done that a few times myself. But airplanes, they just zip on by. And now, like the Su-28, I think it is, and the A-10, their cannons can actually destroy tanks pretty well. I mean, you have to be a pretty good pilot to aim it properly. But those planes aren't in this one. You have the F-18 and the MiG. I don't know how effective their guns would be against tanks, but they're definitely designed more for air-to-air combat. But once again, my team's air wasn't that good. So really, their commitment to taking out a bunch of my team, who really weren't contributing that much to the match, in turn resulted in them not contributing that much to the match. And, if they are indeed halfway decent players, they could have easily turned the tide of this. Just repairing the right tank at the right time, blasting a couple extra rockets at me in a situation like this, where obviously I was overwhelmed by engineers. Now here it worked out, but the other times where, heck, if they had one more guy blasting rockets at me, I would have been toast. So once again, if they had been contributing in that factor, I mean, there were a lot of positions we wouldn't have taken. So by sort of pigeonholing themselves into this role as pilots, they really weren't doing all that much for their team. I mean, meanwhile, my squad, our team's best squad by far, we were focusing entirely on having boots on the ground. Actually, one of my squad mates was a sniper. We didn't really contribute that much in terms of killing or taking territory. However, he placed a mobile spawn point that, quite frankly, always kept a couple of my friends in a contest over B, which I've noticed is probably the most heated position in this map. Now, once again, had the guys not been flying around in their planes all day, they could have been there. They could have been helping their team trying to capture that. They could have grabbed a tank and probably put up more of a fight than some of their other teammates. And once again, it just kind of cost them. And in terms of the game, it makes it a little disappointing, though. And that, they make this big deal about adding planes, but realistically, they just can't contribute that much at this point. Though I imagine eventually we'll find people who have done nothing but pilot and can do it ridiculously well. And that's fine. And why do you jump out of the plane? Jump out of the chopper. Why? The chopper needs a gunner. It makes it much more useful. Anyways, like I said, the chopper actually kind of useful. Planes here, not so much. So, you know, had the enemy pilots here been actually focusing on the ground war, I mean, as close as this match was, I think they would have actually contributed greatly to the match and really probably have turned it solely in their favor. Because, I mean, this was a very, very hard match to win here. I mean, I did pretty well, but a lot of people on my team suffered. But, hey, take what I can get. And if the enemy team is going to sort of do nothing for themselves to get the win, hey, who am I to argue? And, of course, when they crash their helicopters into towers and just explode, I'm A-okay with that, too. But anyways, getting back to the point here. You know, really think about your tactics when you're playing. Yes, it's fun to fly around, but what's more fun? Flying around and really doing very little, or actually, you know, winning the match. I mean, heck, the only time... Actually, I've been killed by planes twice throughout my time with this game. At this point, I think I'm at well over 15 hours. The only times I've been killed is when I've been in a helicopter and someone has flown the plane into me. And one of the times I died, it was my own teammate who flew the plane into me. So I don't know if that really counts. I think I pretty much made my point so far in this video, so I guess I'll talk a little bit about, first of all, thanking some people who watched my video for making suggestions, such as increasing the level of audio from the actual game itself, which I totally agree with because this is an amazing sounding game. And, you know, regardless of what you think in terms of gameplay, you know, whether it's boring, whether Call of Duty is better, whatever, you're entitled to your opinion there, but you really can't argue with the sound design in this game. It is absolutely amazing. It's a symphony of destruction. Now, of course, Megadeth will probably sue me. Oh, well. Anyways, aside from that, I also just want to sort of maybe talk a little about what I have learned so far about YouTube. These longer videos don't get as many views, which I've heard time and time again from other commentators. But it kind of disappoints me personally. I like longer videos. I like really full, complete gameplay like I've done over the last few videos here. But my video that has done best has been my shortest, and it's about sniping. And, I mean, sniping I don't mind there. I really do enjoy it in Battlefield. Still having a little trouble adapting this game, but I'll give it more of a shot, see if I can get some good gameplay. And I'll play around with some shorter videos too. It's actually easier to commentate, faster to render, so we'll give it a shot, see how that goes. And also I plan on maybe putting up some little Uncharted gameplay as well. I plan on picking that up this week. So look forward to that. Look forward to sniping. Look forward to shorter videos. And I'll see you later. Have a great day, people. Adios.